Well, the U.S. government is helping you ring in the new year with 40,000 new laws, from outlawing raw milk to regulating tanning salons to restricting who can get an abortion. The new year brings new laws for states across the nation, and they don't stop at the federal government. SOPA, or the Stop Online Piracy Act, allows the federal government to take down websites they think are engaging in illegal activity. Opponents call this censorship. And as we discussed earlier, the National Defense Authorization Act Obama recently signed into law allows the government to detain American citizens indefinitely. So what's up with all these laws, and are we starting off 2012 with less freedoms? George Heminger, founder of Survive and Thrive TV, joins me from Los Angeles to talk about this. Welcome, George. So 40,000 laws. We can't touch on all of them, but in several states, they target hiring illegal workers, wearing seatbelts, controlling school lunches, stricter abortion laws. So many laws for the most part. Do you think that they're making America safer, or are we seeing our freedoms being restricted?
Well, I mean, on the ground here, we are just trying to get ready for Armageddon. I mean, I was just talking to a kid yesterday at the coffee shop. I think 16 to 29-year-olds, there's like almost 50% unemployment. People just giving up hope on finding work, and the government is just continually enacting laws that make no sense whatsoever. And you get to the point where you just start giving up on the government. And I know this happened in Russia, where people just lost faith in the bureaucracy, lost faith in the leaders. And I think we're getting to that point. A lot of people, a lot of my followers on my channel, starting to give up on the whole process of what America is supposed to be.
And I want to talk to you about SOPA. This is a very controversial bill. Critics say it's censorship, that it restricts freedom of speech on the internet. But one publication is standing behind this very controversial bill. The Boston Globe states, quote, "Free speech and fair use can coexist." While the anti-piracy bill still needs further refinement to ensure that its legal wording precisely matches its legislative intent, online piracy is a major problem that imposes real economic costs. Congress needs to take action to protect American jobs from piracy. Although the proposed legislation may be imperfect, it is a strong and decisive step in the right direction. So, George, I want to ask you, why would the Boston Globe come out to publicly support such a controversial bill?
I think it's confusion. There's 2 points I want to make on SOPA, and one is it seems like the users of the internet are the only ones fighting against this kind of totalitarian view and shutting down of channels of communication.
Users, but wouldn't that be everybody? That would be me, that would be you.
Well,
everybody uses the internet.
You know, Google and Facebook, Yahoo, these are big corporations that are against SOPA, I believe. Why aren't they there throwing their money at Congress? Why aren't these big internet companies getting involved and throwing their weight around financially to fight against these arcane laws? We know the companies that are supporting SOPA are, are Hollywood, the Motion Picture Association, the music industry. The question is, the second point of this is, we're talking about a whole change in the way we view personal property rights. You know, we've been in an industrial era revolution, and now we're heading to a whole new type of society where people share information. The internet, copyright, the idea of copyright is being put into question. And I think what's happening with these laws that are being passed are just the old guard trying to hold on to power. And that's all that this is.
And so what do you think are the greater implications of this SOPA bill? It aims to prevent piracy and illegal behavior online, but could it be a greater, window for the government to come in and gain more control of the internet, or what could this lead to?
I think what it's going to lead to is eventually they're going to use it to shut down websites. Of course, websites that are pirating probably movies and music, but that's the fine line. When is it going to be a overstepping of that protection of your personal property rights? If I post a link on a website, there's entire huge websites, the Drudge Report, There's news agencies that link to copyrighted material. Is that a hand into shutting down free speech? Of course it is. And once again, the big picture is there's a lot of people, a lot of companies that have been have formed on the idea of copyright protection, and we're seeing an evolution of it. We're seeing a sharing of information, and there's news agencies like yours that are out there that are basically embracing this, and they're the ones that are going to survive and thrive in the future. The companies that understand this new paradigm of sharing information rather than just trying to hold on to it.
And quickly want to ask you, with all these laws, 40,000 new laws, some very controversial federal laws, are these all signs of the times, of what's to come, of a future of more laws and less freedoms?
Maybe I break it down simply, but I'm sure people were wondering the same thing when Nazi Germany came to power. And I put that as on my thinking cap. I just think, you know what? We're in the process of a declining empire. We've mentioned it many times before. But as that happens, you're going to see more totalitarianism. You're going to see more control. You're going to see more government authority getting involved in your lives. And what I'm basically telling my audience is, in your own personal lives, do what you want to do. Exercise your freedom. Because eventually, we're all responsible. We all feed the beast. And that's basically the message I tell the people that follow my channel.
Very
is
interesting.
Live free as best you can.
Thank you, George, for coming on the show. That was George Heminger, founder of Survive and Thrive TV.